Hi, everyone. Not quite ready for you, can you tell? But I was like, I'm hopping on. I hope everyone is having a great night tonight. Oh, you know what? I've had a good couple of days. It does wonders for my mental health. It's a real thing. Mental health is health, right? Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to the Stamping Zoo. We are going to have a little stamping and chatting tonight. And to be quite honest, we might not even complete a card. I will tell you more about that in just a moment, but I will remind you that my name is Lisa Harden. My business name is the Stamping Zoo. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and one of the things that means is that I sell all of the products I'm going to be using tonight, maybe with rare exception, but I love Stampin' Up! Products. They are for any paper crafter. We have not hundreds, but thousands of items. Thousands of items. I don't know exactly how many, but trust me, there are thousands. They're beautiful. We have lots of things right now that are on sale because of the last chance retiring list. If you are interested in seeing that, please let me know. I put it in an email earlier this week, but I am happy to send that out. Now, some things have gone, walkabout, not to come back. Some things have retired for good because they're sold out. But there are so many other things that are still on sale. In fact, I think the last time, or maybe last week when I got together with you, we did a little video about the 5 things that I couldn't believe were on the retiring list. I should have really made it like the 20 things I couldn't believe. One of the things that I thought was a great deal that I didn't even realize was 50% off was the card display. Let me show that to you. It is a fantastic, I use it for my business, but I'm always thinking I should just get it out at Christmas and hang my cards on it. Let's see here. Of course, I can't find it now. Maybe that's why it's on sale. It's like hidden in here. You don't really think about it. But look at all these beautiful products we have. Okay, I think it's like in this area. We might be getting warmer. Look at all those things that were discontinued. Now, what I cannot show you is the new catalog that will be actually demonstrators can order from it beginning 3 a.m. Mountain Time this morning. I will not be up at 3. Well, I shouldn't say that for sure. I might be up at 3 given how my sleep goes sometimes. However, I'm not planning on it. Although, if you are up at 3, just know that you can start, if you're a demonstrator, you can start placing an order for those pre-order products. Man, I can't wait to get my hands on those. I'm sure they're going to be beautiful. Okay, let's see. Where is this thing? This card display is $15, down from $30. I'm sure it's in the catalog. It seems like I see it all the time, unless I'm looking for it, right? Let's see here. I know the kites are perfect for today. We're going to use the kites and the sunflowers. And let's see here. My computer is going crazy when I was trying to look at the comments. Don't be rude to me, technology. Oh, I made a little poem there. Didn't even know it. Okay. Come on. I'll just look one more time and then I'll give it up. Trust me, though. Just look for the card display. And it's this beautiful piece of, I don't know. It's like it's not packaging, but it's just a card display. All right. Well, I'm sure I sold a lot of those with my great description. And just know that if you just go to stampinup.com and type in display, it will come up. Okay. My point was, instead of $30, which was a great deal for it anyway, it's only $15 right now. So, wow. Roz. And Roz says she's not even planning to be up by then, which would be 5 her time. The website is hard to get into. Yes, when it first starts, it says, they let you know, please be aware that there might be some things going on that don't work quite smoothly until they're up and running for a little bit. Things happen, right? With all websites. So I'm trying to peer through this. I've got to move all sorts of stuff around on my desk. That's just a must for this weekend. However, in the meantime, I'm going to try and watch your comments over here. Oh, thank you for sharing, Jean. Oh, Jean says page 125. See, this is why I should have had this out. Deborah has her list all ready to go. Do you realize there are only certain things you can buy, Deborah? It's a big list, I believe, but yes, I definitely have my list too. There it is. It's right there. Thank you, Jean. The card display. I don't know why it wasn't in the index, but anyway, it's like this, and you put it together. You put these panels together so they can fold, or you can have them separate, but they will stand up if you put them together. They come with all these library clips, a very nice, professional, and sturdy little card display. And then, yeah, here's all my tabs just for hopefully my first order. So we'll see. This is the brand new catalog. Oh, look at it. I can show you the cover, and that's it. And it always scares me to even have it in the same room. I can't show you this, what's inside it, the guts, until it goes live to customers. And that will be, like, I can show you the back. It goes live on May 3rd to customers. But of course, if you are a demonstrator or you sign up to get a starter kit, you can start shopping from it tomorrow at 3 a.m. Remember? Yeah. Gina asked me I think you're asking me which stamp set did I get. Gina, are you talking about for the is it called the On Stage? On Track? I don't remember. Speaking of demonstrator perks, there is a demonstrator only event throughout April. They're online events, 3 hours. Mine and my downline Maria, we are going to be enjoying one on Saturday from 2 to 5. And we're going to get together and have lunch here and then join our live. And this was the stamp set that I received. Now, I'm assuming that I need to or want to make some online swaps. So this one I can show you. I can't show you pages in the catalog, but I can show you actual products. So this is not available right now, but I think you're going to want it because look at it. It goes like, it's a beautiful opportunity to use embossing powders, all sorts of inking techniques, DSP, die cuts. So it's one of those great sentiment sets. And here I was just playing with it, just barely starting to play with it. And I don't know, I just thought it would be fun to kind of make a sunshiny color. That needs more ink on it. I use blending brushes. It needs more ink to be more vibrant, I think. But you can do lots of things with a cool sentiment set like this. So this is just one of the many new stamp sets that will be in the new annual catalog that I just showed you. So a couple funny things about tonight. First of all, like I said, we're probably not even going to construct a card. And that is because I just want to color and visit with you. I do. I'm going to move my light up and it might change our lighting for better or worse. I'm not sure. But in any case, I just want to color. And what started this was I was able to go to my book club last night, which I love so much. And so when I got home, I got this stamp set out, and I've been thinking about doing this, but of course, once I saw them all last night, so I got this to show off, obviously, to customers because it's great. But what I had in mind for a project was that I'm going to make a card for every person in my book club because we've been together, the book club itself has been together for like 10 or 11 years, and which is really cool, don't you think? We've been through Weddings, divorces, births, deaths, lots of changes, health, sickness. We've been wed, right? And so anyway, of course, this speaks to me that way. And so last night, like I said, I was inspired because I saw all of them except for one of the ladies. And I was like, okay, I've got to get started on these cards. And so here was one I did. And this, of course, is with our blends. And I'm going to make them all different because, you know, all the ladies are different. So I like the vibrancy of this one. And then I just did a totally different technique with watercolor paper, ink blocks, and it kind of reminded me of our, oh gosh, what are those called? The sprinkles? Yeah. Oh, thank you for the love hearts. I love that. It reminded me of these, the Pigment Sprinkles. In fact, I forgot about them until, oh my gosh, I think I basically had those colors. Remember these? Retired now, but this is a little reminder that if you want retired things, you'd better just get them while you can, because some of these beloved things that are available right now, you will keep for years. So anyway, there's that. But I kind of liked this, and this is for a girl in our club, Julie. She doesn't watch this, so. And there's some retired embellishments that I've been keeping because I absolutely love them. So anyway, this is what got me started on this roll of coloring, okay? And then when I was getting prepared for tonight, believe it or not, there's a little preparation that goes into this. Some nights you might be questioning that, but actually I do some preparation. Anyway, and lots of times I will have Kylie Bertucci on because she comes on about an hour before I do. I'm sure most of you know her. If you're watching me, you know Kylie Bertucci, right? #1 demonstrator in Australia. Anyway, she did a thing tonight on adult coloring. And so I was like, well, okay. If she's doing it too, then I guess I'm in good company. Okay, hold it. Angela is asking me, that is a kit. What is a kit? Are you talking about the book stamp set? I don't think I've used anything that's in a kit yet. Which book am I reading? Jean, we just finished the book called, very aptly called, Rules of Civility. It was an excellent discussion and excellent dinner. The next book we're going to be reading is called, oh gosh, Nomad Land. It was also just made into a movie. It has Frances McDormand in it, and it's kind of like part documentary, part movie, I guess. Anyway, we all choose different books, and it's great. Katie might still be on here. Katie's in the book club, and of course, Katie is my friend from long ago, but Katie joined the book club and fits right in, and now those are her friends too. So you know, she only thought she was going to get away from me, but instead she sees me all the time. Thank you for sharing, Roz. You please, if you don't mind, everyone, if you will please share this to your social media sites. That helps this my small business, the Stamping Zoo, so much. I do run this as a job. Well, no, I call it a jobby, because it's much more than a hobby, but I do have a full-time job in the daytime, right? But this is kind of like my passion. So while I feel like I do a good job at work, I enjoy things. I really enjoy this and being with you guys and everything else. Oh, Sherry says she received Uniquely Artistic for On Stage. Now, I can't wait to get my hands on that stamp set. It looks like a great 2-step stamp set, doesn't it? Looks really fun. Okay, so we're just, as you can tell, I'm going to get going with coloring, and then we're just kind of chat. It's going to be chat time, story time, and coloring, and we'll stop, and I'll say like, okay, now we're talking about the coloring, right? So anyway, it's going to be super fun. So I want to know everything that's been going on with you guys. Feel free to jump in. Jean says, have I read Where the Crawdads Sing? Yes. We did read that for book club as well. Loved it. I believe it was unanimously loved. And we were all talking about the movie and, of course, anxiously awaiting it. So, oh, I really like this one. But you know, I like bright, right? I like bright. And if I have time, I'll show you the little kind of trick I did. I did not put this on, I don't even know that I need to show you, but this is on white paper because I wanted these colors to be really bright. But then after I was finished coloring them, I took my light pool party, okay, yeah, light pool party, the paintbrush end for most of it, and I colored around all of the images. It's not hard. I know you'd be like, what? You did that? So you just color in the glasses, and then you color all around your image, and it kind of looks like you put this on pool party paper, but the images still really pop out because they're on white. So just a little extra thing I liked about it. This is just a standalone stamp set. It does not come with dies. I use the stitched rectangles. You don't need dies. One thing about coloring is it's a great way to kind of dip your toe into the stamping world because you don't need a ton of supplies. You don't need a die cutter. You know what I mean? You don't need a lot of different things. You just need some basics. And I'm going to make it pretty basic tonight. What we're going to work with, oh my gosh, I haven't had these out in a million years. I wish. These used to be my favorite thing to play with. Our watercolor pencils. Like, why haven't I had these out? I have no idea. Look at them. They're like these delicious, vibrant colors. Of course, they coordinate. They're Stampin' Up! Colors, right? Some of them are labeled. So we have 2 collections of watercolor pencils. Dear Lord, dare I show you where they are in the catalog? Of course, they're carrying over because they're like a staple. But, okay, watercolor pencils, page 126. So there's 2 sets of watercolor pencils you can buy, okay? And the difference is just that they have different assortments of colors, okay? It's not that one's neutrals or anything else. You can see there's just a mix of colors. One of them is $16. One is $12.50. Very affordable. You need that, and then some obviously good quality Stampin' Up! Paper to color on. You need some inks. You need a pencil sharpener, which we don't currently sell, but we've sold it before. And frankly, we probably don't sell it because you can buy one. Well, you can buy one of a million different kinds on Amazon. So you just need one that has a nice sharp little edge. I used to have a really good electric one that gave me like an awesome fine point. But it stopped. It kicked the bucket. So anyway, obviously I wanted to use Kite Delight because it is very timely. I'm also running a special for a class online or in person right now. I have a very select group of people that have signed up for it so far. 1, which is totally fine with me. But if somebody else wants to do that, I do have that available. And sunflowers, obviously this is a great line drawn set to use for coloring, but also Ukraine is not far from anyone's mind, right? And the sunflowers are the national flower of Ukraine. So I might be putting together a couple little colored items to make a card for someone I know that is a U.S. citizen, but is from the Ukraine and has family members that are suffering. So I have been thinking about her every day, of course. Okay, here's where I started. Super basic. I took my memento, okay, and stamped the sunflower. Then I also took soft suede and stamped. Please don't forget that you don't have to stamp everything in black, right? No, you don't have to do that. Roz, I absolutely loved those watercolor crayons. I'm sure we'll get those back at some time. You know, I'm not sure when, or maybe we never will. Maybe they can't make them anymore. I don't know. But they were so fun. I'm with you 110%. So what do I want to show you first? Let's see. So many things to talk about with coloring. Let me just start coloring already. I'm sure that's what you're saying, right? Okay, so I'm going to start coloring this white on stamped in the soft suede. I think I'm going to be partial to this one, unless I'm doing like a black and white card. There's so much. This is a line drawn stamp, right? But there's so much that the artist has added in terms of shading that there really is a lot of ink that you lay down when you stamp the image. So I am not worried about shading or anything else like that. I'm just gonna do some coloring, right? It's super fun. So as you can see, this is Daffodil Delight. Sunflowers aren't just yellow. I know I just told you that the national flower of Ukraine is sunflowers. And when I see most of the flags and things like that, obviously, there's a very striking yellow. But we have all sorts of, we have daffodils that have Cajun craze, you know, they're striped, or I'm sure there's some really light yellow ones, but they are awesome for birds, for people. They're happy. You know what? I like to see them growing along the freeway. You know, I mean, it's a flower that will even grow in the worst conditions. So there's something to be said for that. Okay, I need to move this little bucket. I love this little bucket. You can get them at IKEA, right? And everyone probably already knows that, but I love them. They're so handy for things we do. Now, please let me know if the color, if the light's not right. Like from what I'm seeing, I think it looks pretty good. But let me know if you have questions. Remember, we're chatting tonight. Carla says she loves to color this set. Carla is a beautiful stamper. Well, she's a beautiful person who makes beautiful stamped items. She loves to do 3D. She's very good at it. I showed that beautiful creation from her last week, right? That was like the little candy holder, and she made the envelopes and everything. So Carla is also on my team, and I love that. I love letting her know that she can get all sorts of little perks, right, Carla? And Carla shops with at least a 20% discount all the time. And Carla, if you stick with it, pretty soon you'll have a 25% discount on everything. Oh my gosh. Watch Carla go after that. Woo! But I do not talk about anyone's purchases. Only my own. You guys know I talk about my own, right? I buy it all. And that's okay. Oh, so this is just coming along. Okay, one thing this makes me think of right now, you know, we have this beautiful center that's been drawn. Look at it, it's so cool. This set, it's a couple different things I want to let you know with the Celebrate Sunflowers right now. It is part of a great deal right now that we have 13 different bundles and the mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. Those are all an additional 20% off today. Today is the last day. And this is the great set of dies that comes with it. Here's the center. You could even cut out a 3D center. You can cut out the leaves, some extra pieces, and this cuts out the image I'm coloring right now, or you can make your own 3D. I've used this a bazillion times. Literally a bazillion times. So yeah, it is a hard-working set. I defy you to find someone who doesn't like sunflowers. That would just be weird. And it's 20% off. And it's part of the special, again, of the mini Stampin' Up. So this little guy is 20% off, only $48. And that's before any demonstrator discount. So when Stampin' Up has a special, they give the demonstrators, me, 20% off plus my demonstrator discount. So it's basically free. Well, almost free. Anyway, if you are going to come to my 2-day event here on May 20th and 21st, details to come shortly, like in the next week, details will be out and about. But if you're going to come to that class, you are really going to want to have your own little mini die cutter. because we're going to be doing so many fun projects, and I will have dies available for you to use. But I can tell you it's going to be a lot more fun and a lot easier for you to be able to just have your own little mini die cutter at your station. So today, like I said, last day to purchase it on special. Otherwise, you can still buy it at the same great price of $60. But why would you want to, quite frankly? I'm trying to help you out. Let me help you. If you would like to shop with me, you can just go over to, this is the only allowed absence from my live. You may go over to thestampingzoo.com at any time, hit the shop now button, and do just that, shop now. And we have lots of great things over there, and that's where you'd find the special. Okay, now I'm going to come in with this Cajun Craze pencil that I was just telling you about, and I'm just going to do very light. I want this to be overwhelmingly yellow, right? But I don't want it to look flat, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to take a cue from the artists, and I am going to kind of embellish these spots where the artist has shaded the sunflower, right? I don't have to create anything new. I just have to copy what the artist already did. Thank you so much, Stampin' Up. So helpful. Oh, I love this. I love just sitting and coloring with you guys. It's so fun. I know, Kathy. Kathy says she's so happy the sunflowers are carrying over. Yes, so the sunflowers are carrying over into the new catalog, which is one more reason why don't you just get them now for 20% off? Because we're going to be playing with them, and you'll have you can find them on Pinterest with lots of new ideas for at least another year. So there you go. Look at that. I mean, really, everybody should have the sunflower set by now, right? And so, as you can tell, that added a lot without being very difficult at all. You start to get like a little more intensity of color and stuff. All right, let's see now. I believe I have, that's not crushed curry. Look at that. I don't think so. Let me check it out. Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm going to use it in the center. But now, okay, I know you can't really tell this, but right now I'm kind of just using the side of the pencil instead of the point because I don't want to lay it down an intense layer. I want to do more like a lighter, less intense color. I want to have a little more white. I want to take a minute with this before I color it full strength. First of all, I want to see if it's crushed curry. Hello, France. Bonjour, et ça va, and all that good stuff. I hope you're doing well in the land up north. I hope everything's going great. See that I need it to be darker, don't I? But at least we have a base of a different color, which is kind of nice. Now I'm going to take this. Oh, what's this one? Is this that same? Yeah, it's the same pencil I just had. Too funny. Okay, this one is Early Espresso. A little dark, but that's okay because, of course, some sunflower centers where the seeds are really black with white, aren't they? Now, that reminds me of another thing, which was totally weird last year. I mean, if you're asking me, and you are, right? People would take a whole sunflower, and cook that, the center part. I don't know how long they cooked it, and eat it. They did that when it was green, before the seeds had like formed a sharp hole on them, if that makes sense. And would cook it and eat it like an artichoke heart or something. I don't think it looked good. I think that was a fail. Okay, now can you see here? I've laid down this color and it's kind of uneven and it looks kind of weird. It looks not saturated enough. I want to do something else to it. So I've kind of just laid down a base, and now I have our blender pens They come in a set of 3 and they have 2 points. I mean, you know, I feel like a horrible demonstrator. I have not gotten these out, and these give me intense joy. They're almost as fun as coloring with the Stampin' Blends. They're so fun. So it's got some sort of magical potion in there that blends your watercolor pencils, right? Because they're made to work with water or this thing, this stuff. Now I'm even going to go out right on the inside of there, and I'm just kind of pulling a little bit of color from the center. And then what you do to clean this thing is you just run it on your grid paper until it's clear. And then even though it's kind of stained, see that? It's still, you can use it on any color, right? So look at this. Then that makes a totally even color in the center that really gets down into the tooth, the texture of the paper. But because I've used 2 colors, it really gives us a little bit of variety. Ooh, I like that. Now that looks pretty already. So just with a few different little techniques that we have, right? We've made that. Perfect. Love it. Now let's try, where's that other one? That was in black and white. Let's do at least part of it so you can see. And I will probably, we'll go ahead and start. Well, thanks for the hearts. I'm so glad you love that. It's very pretty. I like it so much. I haven't colored this set for a while, so I was hoping I didn't lose the hang of it. Let's see, let me come over here a little bit, trying to let you see just the difference. Again, the only difference here, they're both on white paper. This one was stamped with soft suede. This one stamped with Memento Black. Okay. So this, again, I'm laying it down with kind of a heavy hand. I'm trying to use the point. I'm going to keep the point kind of sharp because you can really, I don't know what the physics is of it, but you get more pressure and you get a more intense color when you're working kind of from the sharp point. And then I'll turn the pencil around slightly in my hand to kind of work that point, right? And then once the point is kind of softened, I will just go back in, of course, with my handy little sharpener and sharpen it back up. Start all over again. Yes. Now see, I think it would be much harder to color over the shading lines with Cajun Craze and get that a similar look with this being stamped in black. But again, it's its own separate look, right? If you're doing black or white, I think if you're doing anything with where this is like black or it's on like bold, bright colors, I think I would rather see this stamped in black than stamped in brown. Another way to change it, and we will be trying this, is to not put it on white, but to color it on a different color. We have some craft cardstock. It's not in the catalog currently because it carried over from the holiday, but it is in the new annual catalog. So it's still going to be available, and that really changes the look. And so we will do a couple different coloring techniques with craft paper. That's coming up. That's on deck, if you will, in case you think I'm just going to color on white paper all night. Yawn. Okay, so then where's that funky Cajun Craze? There it is. So let's put some of this Cajun Craze in here and see if we can even see it. Well, we can see it, but okay, is anyone coloring along with me or creating? Diamond painting, perhaps, or making your own cards. What has everyone been working on creatively this week? I showed you my book club cards. Let's see. I've not done a ton of stuff. I sent out some cards, and also FYI, I just sent out the kits for Chopped today. So those are coming. Okay, now let's take a look here just at the difference. I think there's a lot of difference, right? So they're both cool, but this one is much more, to me, will come out much more realistic looking. Yeah, and this one, of course, is still fine. It's just preference, and it's just project. Whatever you're working on that's different. You can't see a lot of the Calypso Coral lines that I drew in this one, or I'm sorry, Cajun Craze, but you can see it a lot more on this one. So there's just a little bit of difference for you. Uh-oh, someone needs a speedy recovery. Uh-oh, who is it? Someone's daughter. Kathleen. Please say a prayer for my daughter. She's been in the hospital with double pneumonia. Oh my gosh, Kathleen, I'm so sorry to hear that. And yes, of course, I hope for a speedy recovery. That sounds miserable. And if she's bad enough off to be in the hospital, oof, her lungs must be killing her. I feel so, oh, that just sounds bad, doesn't it? I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. We're going to move on to craft paper now. So the craft paper is sold in 6x6 sheets. Totally great. And so here is our stamp. I don't know if I showed you that earlier. It's quite a big stamp, right? I have put it on the E, yes, the E block. Lots of times I would just put this on the Stamparatus too. So if you have the Stamparatus, you're all good. I was probably being lazy. I don't know. Like the Stamparatus is so difficult to get out. But if I have a big stamp like that, I am going to turn it upside down and ink it like this. And I think we talked last week about putting lots of ink on your stamp. Not so much that you have a bunch of ink around the outside, but making sure that you get that image inked and that you, when you are pouncing on the ink pad, it's good to move it around, because unless your ink pad is brand new, there's probably a little bit of unevenness in your ink. Probably in the middle. Now with a big stamp like this, I will take my finger and press right in the center to try and get a good image, okay? And it is just a little bit lighter, but since we're coloring this, I think it's going to be just fine. Not that noticeable. This big, beautiful stamp. Don't you love stamps? Just the stamps themselves. I know you do, because you collect them, don't you? I see you collecting stamps. Don't be embarrassed. Be proud. Okay. I gotta turn the chamois over. There was so much ink on that. But I want to get it nice and clean. Okay, so then now we have like a third inkent, a third version, don't we? So now we have one that's stamped in brown, soft suede, but on craft paper. So just one little thing I want to show you with this, when you are coloring, again, we'll just use the Daffodil Delight. We're not going to fix that if it's not broken. Now it's going to be a lot harder to get a vibrant color, isn't it? Because it's on brown. And maybe you want to make a color, or maybe you want to make a card that's like a single layer card, and you want everything else to be brown, but you want this flower to be really vibrant. Of course, if you don't want it to be vibrant, if you want it to be more natural, just color like that. Okay, but one thing you can do is you can bring in the white pencil and you can color over the images in white first. And you don't even need to color all the petal if you don't want to. But lay down a layer of white, okay, and then color over it, and the color will be much more vibrant because it'll be bouncing off of this layer of white instead of fighting with the craft paper, right? And That is why the white pencil is usually the shortest in my supply. I do believe I got a new white pencil somewhere. Oh, I remember at one point they were giving us 3 or 4 pencils in kits. And I know I got some duplicates and extra things like that in kits. So that was kind of fun. They're always changing up the contents of things, aren't they? So that was probably first when the pencils came out. They were letting us accumulate. Okay, so then like once you lay down some white, and again, obviously I need to sharpen that thing. Once you lay down the white, then you can bring your Daffodil Delight pencil in. Yes, thank you, Roz. It is a great tip. It's just a good thing to remember. You don't have to always stamp in black, right? This is your takeaway. You don't always have to stamp everything in black. And you don't always have to stamp on white cardstock. We love our white cardstock. It's not going anywhere. Still probably going to be the most used, but you can get a really different look by stamping on different colors. And you can tell right now, let me color a few more petals over here with the brown. I'm sorry, with just a brown base. Okay. So there's no white and here's white. Okay. I like bright, so of course I like it with the white background. Can't get enough. So, and again, I'm using quite a bit of pressure, right? Because I'm trying to cover the white, or at least most of it. I think it's nice when a little bit of it shows through. It's just kind of a natural highlight. So you have the highlight of the white, you have the low lights of the shading lines that are drawn by the artist. And then again, just like the first time, the first image we colored, then you start getting a more realistic image because you have lots of different colors coming in. So I really like how that's going. That's looking kind of fun, isn't it? But then you can see up here what it looks like again if you just leave it alone and start coloring straight onto the craft. Have I tried stamping on canvas yet? Saw a video the other day and it was an awesome effect. I have not. I think that sounds really fun. Are you talking about like a stretched canvas? That sounds neat. So that sounds like something I need to do. I think you can buy different canvases at the dollar store, which seems weird. They're probably not the best quality, but you know, who cares when you're learning a technique, right? So that might be fun. Every time I hear something new right now, I'm like, I'm going to add that to my 2-day event. Pretty soon I'm going to need to make my 2-day event a 4-day event. I don't think anyone's going to come to a 4-day event, but maybe if we had a day of rest in the middle. So it has to be a 5-day event with the 1 rest day in the middle. Okay, this is getting out of control, isn't it? But notice I didn't say I would never do it. Heck, I would go to a 5-day crafting event. Are you kidding? Absolutely. So this comes along pretty quickly once you get rock and rolling here. And that is where I would put a sentiment. Right? Oh, you have to cut the canvas off the frame. Yeah, I was thinking like you need it to be flat, right? Does it have a watercolor effect because of the texture of the canvas? I'm assuming it does. And then what do you do to it? Can you color it? Like with blends? I'm assuming you can. I'm just gonna have to get a piece of canvas or something and try this now that you've mentioned it. I like the sounds of it. Casey does a lot of card making. Yes. I would call her a mass card maker. Like, she makes a lot of cards. The numbers are high. Okay, looking good. Oh my goodness, this is also the last day for you to participate in the 2 challenges that I posted over on the 'Tis the Season Christmas Makers Club. Okay, there were 2 challenges for you. If you get those finished by tonight, by midnight tonight, you will be put into the drawing for, I don't know, something cute. Last month I sent out some really fun face masks, and of course they were decorated. I mean, don't be crazy, with a Stampin' Up! Belly band. So I don't know what I'll send out this month. But the 2 challenges were, let me see. Oh, you were supposed to create a Christmas item with a animal theme. So it either had to have animals in the design or it had to be for an animal. Lots of cute little things going on over there. And what was the other one? Oh, we need more people in the group. So the other challenge was to share the link to the group with 2 people who are not already in the group. Okay, that's a super easy one, right? Casey says she shared it to her timeline. I'm sure you did. Hello, Kathy. You fell asleep. That's okay, right? We need you to get your rest. Hello, Leslie. By the way, I think I saw you early on, but I did not say hello to you. So hello. Hope you're doing well. And do we have Kathy Sheely? Where's Kathy Sheely? Oh, Kathy Sheely went on vacation last week with her best friend. Maybe she's just, needs to rest too. And there's France. Oh, you guys are so fun. Just looking through the comments to see who's here. I hate it when I miss somebody, even though I'm sure I'm going to miss one person, but Jean, I am thrilled with the new in colors. What do you think of the new in colors? Oh, they are bright. In fact, I sent a picture of them to Jen or something, Jen Houston, because, I mean, I'm not going to say that she won't be able to work wonders with them, but she doesn't embrace the brights as much as I do. She is much more talented with, neutrals and stuff than I am, like, any day. And so anyway, I was kind of, interested in what she was thinking, because they are bright, they are sunny, therefore sunshine, and they're going to be fun. They're going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait. Always something new. Okay, so I'm taking this blender pen again. Now I'm going to bring it up. Ooh, that's pretty dark, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm going to bring that ink into the picture. I'm not really following the petals, am I? That's okay. So, that's a different look too. Just a little bit of an extra. A little bit of extra shading in there. So see, again, you just kind of color this off, and then once it's clear, it's clean. You can go on to red if you want. And then this this tip will stain red, but it won't color red once you color it out. Yeah. This one looks pretty good. I like it, and I definitely like it with white underneath it. This is almost like, definitely like a more golden color, again, which is totally okay for sunflowers, right? It's a sunflower color. So that's just a few things you can do with the beautiful sunflowers, really, or any other line drawn image that we have. Which is your favorite? I really think this is my favorite, not just because I colored it the whole way, but I just really like the inking with the soft suede. and then being able to put a little bit of Cajun craze in there. Now the other thing you can do, well, let's see. You can do highlights with gel pen, but why don't we do that on our kites? Let's take a look at these kites, because I haven't even, I don't know if I've even stamped, oh, I think I stamped once with these. You know, I have to like takes my breath away when I see some brand new stamps. I'm a little happy there, a little excited. So let's play with this. Now this set is not carrying over. So if you want this set, you need to buy it sooner rather than later, because they won't be, it's in the, oh, hold it. Yeah, no, it's not carrying over. I don't know if I'm supposed to tell you that, but I just did, so oops. Anyway, this is available in the mini catalog until June. Okay, the catalogs are staggered a little bit this year, so that's why I couldn't remember. But it doesn't retire until June 30th. Okay, so you're okay, but if you live in the Northern Hemisphere, you probably want to get this now, because it's a very timely stamp set to use right now. Because like Katie just mentioned to us, the wind is blowing here like crazy. So let's put a few of these beautiful kites up on blocks. Now this is a standalone stamp set, and but as you can see, you can cut all of these out really easily. I know you can do it. And it has this most beautiful little cloud. Clouds were really big in our current mini catalog. I love it. And these sentiments are so cute. And this is like the sweetest little sun, and then of course the tails, and so everything's all interchangeable. And for right now, I really can envision myself wanting to color these and cut them out. So let's see, I'm just going to put them on blocks at the same time, and I am going to stamp them with my StazOn black, because I want these to be really vibrant, fun, colorful, you know, all the stuff, right? Again, I'm going to just stamp this. Sometimes I think it's better when I'm trying to show you what I'm doing with the ink pad, to do it upside down. And I can see right in the middle of this one, it's not quite firm enough. That might not be the best one in black and white, but we'll see. It's just paper, stamps, and ink. So let's check it out. Oh yeah, I don't like that in black. We won't be doing that in black. It's too much black, isn't it? This one looks great though. Actually, I am going to put this on, I am going to put this part on a Stamparatus, because I feel like I'm going to want to double stamp them. I don't want to have pressure. I just want to be able to get it done right the first time or second time. All right. And all of this paper I'm using, it's just like out of my offcuts and scraps, but it is basic white, regular weight, not thick. Okay. So my grid paper here, and this is always fun to do this with you guys. So in case you're new to this whole Stamparatus idea, you can get the hang of it. It's very simple. This is our precision placing tool, okay? It comes like this with 2 magnets and 2 clear plates. These plates come out, and they also have different notches, so you can stamp and then move this and still have it in a straight line. And then it comes with this black little piece of dense foam. That goes in here underneath your grid paper if you're going to be using photopolymer stamps. Because remember, photopolymer stamps don't have a layer of sponge or foam in their construction like red rubber stamps do. So you have to like make up for it with this. Okay. Let's try this again, shall we? First of all, I want to clean these. And, whoops. Okay, so I know I'm going to use this one. I'm going to do this guy and this, right? And I'll just go ahead and put the tails on there too. Because I'll just do that tail. I am not going to cut out stars, but I will cut out little bows. That I can do. And let's see. I think that's it for now. Let's do those. Okay, so when you close the door, the plate, that's how you pick up your stamps. It's just as easy as that. Now I make sure that this is lined up on this grid paper, so that if I need to come back in and stamp, or if my paper moves, then I know exactly where it was, and it's like no big deal. Okay, so then it's very helpful if you put your stamp set, what do I want to say? If you put this plastic container right underneath the door of your Stamparatus, it helps you to get a nice firm amount of pressure on a flat surface. Now you can really see them, and photopolymer picks up ink a little bit differently than red rubber, right? I feel like it resists it a tiny bit, especially when I haven't inked these stamps up a lot. I inked them up a little bit, but not a ton. But apparently when I went to situate that, I got it wrong. Okay. This. Then you give it a little pressure, right? I could have a pressure tool if I was smart, but I don't. Oh gosh, and now this is going to come up. Let's hope they're good. It's actually very cute. Yes, I think that if I do any more, it will kind of overdo it. So I'm going to leave those just like that. And then let me put the lid on that thing before it gets too crazy. So I'm going to use a lot of blender brushing with this because I want those colors to really come out, really pop out. And I'm going to get into my brights. Let's do like this one right here. So this is Bermuda Bay, Granny Apple Green, and Pacific Point. Okay, there might be some retired colors in here. I don't remember, to be quite honest. I bought my pencils a long time ago, right? And also like I said, I accumulated them from a couple of kits at a time when the company was putting these into kits. So I don't remember. Let's see. I think I want to do the dark color Pacific Point in here. Okay, I'm going to use my blender brush. Remember, I was just telling you that. So I'm not going to worry so much about putting the color in every little spot because I'm going to move it around with my blender brush, which is hiding. Where did you go? Bad blender brush. You know, and it's really kind of like unassuming looking. There it is. Okay. Thought it was going to get away. Okay, so now when I color with this, look, you can see it changes. It like moves the color around, changes the color slightly. And I think that's because, not just because of the, I think it's glycerin or something, not just because of the formula that's in this pen, but also because I'm moving this ink around into areas that were white. So as I spread it, it gets a little bit lighter, but I love the effect you get. And this is really smooth. Like when you color with this, like I think I said earlier, it feels very similar to when you're coloring with the blends. It's very buttery smooth like that, okay? So it's kind of fun. And then I'm going to bring in, let's see, what should I bring in? I don't know. I'll do the light. No, I'm going to do the Granny Apple. I really want it to be all these colors to like pop off of each other, right? So then again, doing that and not really caring about getting into all the spots because I'm going to be moving this around. Ooh, it's very pretty. And then I'm going to color the most of the kite with Bermuda Bay. Now, I had a kite. One time I went with some friends. Katie, this is when I went with Michelle Judy. We were just talking about this last night. So when I went to the coast, when I was, I don't know, a teenager, I didn't go with my family. I went with somebody else's family, a friend's family. And what I brought home as my souvenir was a kite, really fun kite. You know, a nice kite. It wasn't like a dragon or anything. But probably just looked like a standard kite, only it had big long tails on it. And I got really into that. I'm not talking about like, oh, I went to a competition or something. I just mean like I flew it a lot. And this was at a time when I was living out on a farm and there wasn't a lot to do. Okay, so I flew that kite. And I put it on a fishing pole with some really strong line. And I would also run it with, it had 2 handles. You know what I mean? And so you could move it and make it do flips and stuff. It was very fun. And at the time, my middle brother was 10 years younger than me. So if I was 15, he was 5, right? I was probably 16, he was 6. Of course, he wanted to fly the kite. And of course, I didn't want him to touch the kite. The kite was my kite, right? And also, it would get messed up really easily. And so he still insisted on tagging along with me. And so he got himself a kite. And I don't know, my mom must have rigged it up for him. It was a bread sack on a stick. How pathetic. And now I think about it and I go, Lisa, seriously, why didn't you let him fly the kite? Because that was the age I was. And that's why kids aren't supposed to have babies, because they don't know how to function. They're only thinking about themselves, right? Anyway, that is quite a long story, quite a divergent story, as I usually do. But this is what stamping does to me, right? It brings back all these kind of fun and random memories. But I did enjoy flying that kite, that's for sure. And I really enjoyed flying it over on the Oregon coast. So that was pretty fun. And I haven't flown a kite in a million years, probably because I don't want to run to go get it in the park. I could teach Tango and Cash to retrieve it, though. That might be fun, right? That could work. It could work. Oh gosh, I'm way behind on comments. It wasn't spooling. Yeah, siblings for sure. That was Cody. And then Monty, he was only 3 or 4 then. So he wasn't going out with us in the field. And that was just fine by me, of course. I used to go for long walks by myself. I wasn't very happy then. That was kind of an unhappy time of my life, actually. My dad wasn't a super cool dad. So anyway, I would take these long walks. Again, we lived out on a dairy farm. We lived out in the country. And I would just go off. Now let's see. This is Flirty Flamingo. Yeah, why not? We're making these bright, right? There's really no wrong. Nothing's going to be colored brown. So again, I am using the blender brush. So all I'm doing here, I'll bring this up. I have the camera quite close to me this time. I hope that's working out well. But see, I didn't color particularly nicely or completely with the pink, because then you bring this in, and this is where you spread all of that. And it has quite a fine point. So you can get into all these little designs that are just perfect and color this background a totally different color. I believe the flowers are Melon Mambo, and then some more Daffodil Delight. So I was just looking for. And then it gives you a little bit of randomness, more subtle than watercolor, but still not like if you colored it with a crayon or something like that. See, it gives it, I don't know, it's like coloring, but you know, sophisticated coloring. And let's see, goodness, I didn't even think about this. Red, I've got so many pretty blues in there. What this color? No, that's Rich Razzleberry, which is kind of dark, really. I guess we'll just do, let's see, let's do something fun with these squares. We could do, what color is this? Probably, oh, see, that could be Pear Pizzazz, or it could be a retired green. I don't know. We're going to color this, okay? Oh, you all are going to want to take my card making class now. I'm telling you, it's going to be fun. Look at these. So cute. And who doesn't want to get a card that has kites all over it? I love that. I also saw something where somebody took this image, I believe, colored it or something, and colored it and put it all over the entire front of the card, but made it so that it was like a design, like all of these straight edges fit together, kind of locked together into a design, and it was really cool. Okay, so when I take this, remember, it picks up a little bit of the color, so I'm going to color one color at a time. So first, I'm going into the green here. Okay, I'm going to get all the green at the same time, and then I'm going to clean it. Okay, and then I'm going to come back and color the yellow. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be on a blender brush kick now, I can tell. It is a very tactile thing, and it's a very relaxing thing. I am getting sleepy. I didn't take a nap after work today, so I know I got a bright yellow in there, huh? This might be a stamp that your 8-year-old granddaughter would enjoy, don't you think? It really is like, you can take this and stamp it all over an entire 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and then just color all night. I think that sounds fun. Okay, I might put this on this kite, and so let's see. I am going to choose that same Melon Mambo. The flowers are, and that's what I'm going to make the tails. Ooh, I colored outside of the line. Watch out. I'm going to cut these out. So this is, like I told you, they're not die cuts. There's no die cuts. So I still think I can cut this out and then stamp it onto the base of the card. And that'll be a cool effect. My Lord. Someone please tell me. Let's see. What time is it? I think I can get to my clock. Is it 8:10? Would someone please confirm the time for me, or tell me what it is past the hour? That's all I need to know. The dogs haven't come here to bother me yet, so I'm kind of surprised about that. Now see how this is like, I was getting a little lazy there, wasn't I? But it really ends up being fun because all of these are a little bit different color based on how much Melon Mambo they picked up. It's very fun. It's a very easy, but the effect is great, right? 10-10. Okay, thank you. I guess it is. Somebody didn't tell the dogs. They must be running on Pacific time tonight or something. I don't know. I'm not going to mention it to them. Now, just so you know what this one looks like, right? Let's stamp it. And obviously, it's not so much a line drawing as it's mostly surface. Like the ink hits most of the surface. Of course, I'm going to do it Granny Apple Green because I love it. The ink's a little uneven on it again. It's a big photopolymer stamp with a lot of surface, and so sometimes the ink's kind of uneven. And I actually kind of like how this looks right here. And also as it dries, it will kind of even out a little bit. But that's what that kite looks like. Super cute. Then of course you could go in and you could color like the stripes or the dots. And actually, where's my chamois? I think this would make a really cute play on the 4th of July as I'm seeing those stripes and dots. So let's see here. The dots would be white. So you'd need to do this in a blue. A night of navy, I think. Or you could do it in, God rest her soul, Misty Moonlight. Misty Moonlight is going to retire. Are we ready for it? I'm not sure. But it's going to happen, people. So I don't know if there are still some in-color items. Ooh, that's nice. On the retiring list. I mean, there are probably some in-color embellishments and stuff. I don't know if the cardstock's still available. The cardstock inks and re-inkers usually seem to go first. But if you want it, all you have to do is when you're shopping, if you want to shop by a certain color, you just put that into the search bar. And then everything that has Misty Moonlight in it, so papers, re-inker, embellishments. If it's in the watercolor pencils, it's not, but if it were, you would see it there, okay? So just keep that in mind. Search by color. I'll show you guys how to do that sometime. Okay, and then now this is a lot of ink. And so I'm going to keep my hands off of it because it might still be a little bit wet. But then I'm going to bring this in. And I am going to make this red. And wouldn't this be so cute to cover a card front with these red, white, and blue kites? You know, we're always trying to think of a different play on the American flag, I think, for the 4th of July, or just, this could definitely be a nautical theme. And be careful with this one because it will pull that Night of Navy ink into the stripes, like it's pulling a little bit there. And so maybe this is not the best one to use the blending brush for, but oh well. Like I said, stamps, inks, and paper. It's okay. It's not going to ruin your life. And I kind of like that, actually. And then I'm going to leave the dots white, of course, for the stars and stripes. Wouldn't that be cute? Look at that. Ooh, it's so fun. I love it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. So, look, I haven't used my blends tonight. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I don't use the water pencils anymore. That blue one will look like a flag if you do red stripes with, oh, right, Cindy. I should have done every other one, huh? Well, that's for next time. I like that though. Yes, that's a good idea. So let me see here. I want to show you something else. Oh, I know what I wanted to show you. So we have this pen called a Stampin' Chalk marker. It's not carrying over. I think it's fantastic, but I think here's its weak spot. The point is much too big for highlighting. You can cover up mistakes with it, which is kind of nice. See, you can kind of dab it on there and cover up some small mistakes. Then, of course, I've colored over the black. But I don't know. it's not a fine enough point. It's okay. But this is the pen I really like for highlighting. This is, and we've talked about this, the Uniball Signo UM153. I'm just telling you that because if you want to look it up on Amazon, just take a screenshot of this. Okay, and it is it has Japanese writing on it, which means it's a good pen, right? Mitsubishi Pencil Company, made in Japan. My God, this is fancy. I had no idea. So anyway, that's why it's good. They are into precision writing tools, right? So it's also white pigment ink, and you can see it in the barrel here. Does all of these things, the nature of pigment ink, it tends to go dry, but that's okay because it doesn't go dry immediately. But I was going to put a little bit of highlight onto these flowers, and you can do that with everything. Like you can do little polka dots. That's not working out so well, but you could do some little stripey things. Anyway, lots of little highlighting marks. This is really too small to do highlighting on. That's kind of silly. You could do highlighting on this though. I don't know that you'd want to, but again, you've got to get it moving. Like the ink kind of dries on the top of it. And then because I said it's like a roller ball. And so the ink kind of dries on the roller ball, but if you keep it moving, then it works. And also, let's see here, it'll show up on the craft. So if you just have a piece of scrap cardstock off to the side and you like test it, then you can get it rolling really well. So if you want dots, if you want little stripes, if you want stitching, right? Remember the old stitching technique. Oh yeah. Doodles, whatever. I'm not very good at doodles. I don't know, but you could have squiggly lines. See, I already think it doesn't look good. Anyway, this is a nice non-Stampin' Up! Thing to have on hand because it's fun. When you want some highlighting marks, you will have them. Okay, so look, we didn't make a card at all, but I hope you got some fun tips and tricks about how to use shame on me for not getting my watercolor pencils out before now. I probably haven't used them in a year. And why? Because I love them. So they're available. We have them. They're high quality. You can use them full strength as dry colored pencils, or you can use them with actual water brushes, which I didn't even use tonight. Or of course, this fantastic, so here's our water brushes, water painters. I'm sorry. But don't forget, the one thing I was really having fun with tonight are the blending brushes. So they're just a little different. They're called blender pens. I'm sorry. Again, you can take a little picture of this, okay, if you need it. And it's really a good little tool. And I am going to use it more. Now that I've been using it, I'm sure that I'm going to use it more. Ooh, made in Japan. What'd I tell you? Good stuff. Good pens are made in Japan now. So if you want a good implement, look for a made in Japan pen. So anyway, these are the differences. This is so much fun to just sit, and I didn't worry about creating a thing. They will come. You will see this on a card or two. But I just kind of wanted to get reacquainted with my watercolor pencils, right? Yeah, Donna says she needs to find her watercolor pencils. You do, Donna. And Donna, I hope you're feeling well, and I hope you are back to your house at least more than you were. And I know, right, Leslie? We have so many fun tools, and they all come along, and each has its own great use. But I'm so glad that I remembered about my little watercolor pencils. They've been so neglected. They probably were really irritated with me, but you know what? They came to the rescue. So thank you so much for a fun coloring night. Okay. Thank you also for sharing this video, for ordering if you so choose. If you live in the United States, you can order any of these and many more great products from me. And remember what I told you about the deadlines for ordering the 20% with the 20% off for the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. That's tonight until midnight. So thank you so much, everyone. I will see you soon and have a great weekend.